Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. It's time we talk about Scentsy again. We all know I can't go too long without talking about Scentsy because I was in that MLM the longest out of the 4 that I was in. And so there's a level of connection there that I feel. Now, before we get into it, I firstly want to apologize for the lack of content last week. I only posted 1 video. I typically like to do at least 2, ideally 3. Things just got out of hand last week.
It was absolute chaos.
But we are back. I'm excited to be filming again. I'm excited to be back. You probably don't care. So we're just going to get right into it after this disclaimer. Okay, now that that is out of the way, we have one more piece of housekeeping that we have to go over before we get into the nitty-gritty of this training that we're reacting to. If you are not new here, you know that you can go ahead to the bottom of the screen at the bar here and skip to the chapter where it says reaction starts here, or you can go to the description and find the chapters listed and you can click on the timestamp where it says reaction starts here. If you are new here, please give this a listen at least one time. It will be quick and painless. I do not blur the names or the faces of the individuals that I am reacting to in my videos. This does not mean that I am encouraging anybody to go and seek these individuals out and send them hateful messages or mean comments. Please don't do that. That is never the intention of my content. My content is meant to be educational, but most of all, entertaining. So let's all do our part and keep it that way. And with that, we're gonna get the into it. So what are we reacting to today? This is going to be a recruitment training video for Scentsy from a Scentsy top leader. I don't think that I have reacted to this specific individual on my channel yet, so this should be very interesting. If you're not familiar with Scentsy, they are an MLM, multi-level marketing company, pyramid scheme, whatever you want to call it. That's just allegedly from what I hear. Their products of choice are scented products. So their main product that they started with is the wickless warmer. This is the plug-in wax warmer where you melt wax in a little dish on top of the warmer. I do have a full deep dive on Scentsy. If that is something that you're interested in watching after this video, I will link it below in the description. I also have a plethora of Scentsy content on my channel because, like I said, I was in Scentsy for about 3-4 years, so they're my favorite MLM to talk about. And now it's time we hear how we're going to recruit for Scentsy. Let's fucking go.
Hey guys, I'm doing something a little different today. I'm outside. Let's see how I can position this chair. Okay, I guess you guys see me better. Okay, let's talk about this join special. So Scentsy has a new join special where it is, what, $35 to start Scentsy. That's less than half price, guys. Isn't that amazing?
I know, we just started, but I have things to say. Sure. Yeah, that's a lot less expensive than $99 to start, but something that I stand by and I say pretty often is that you shouldn't have to pay for a fucking job. And this is a job. It is a business, but it's not your business. It is Heidi and Orville Thompson's business. In that case, you should be hired for free and then get paid, and you should never have to pay any amount of money, whether it's a penny or $500 or $3,000 to have a job, a source of income. That's not how this works. I'm interrupting this video very quickly to just thank today's sponsor, which is a repeat sponsor for my channel, Rose Forever. Now, you may remember in a few videos, I mentioned the roses that I was gifted and I showed how amazing they look, but guess what, guys? They have candles now, and I was gifted a candle in the scent Citrus Sandalwood, which is inspired by One Hotel Miami Beach, and let me tell you how amazing it smells. It is a super clean smell, which is right up my alley. I don't like anything too strong or too florally, and even though it came from Rose Forever, which is a flower company, it is not overpowering with florals at all. It is very clean, like I said, and beachy and fresh, and I'm just so in love with this candle. Not to mention that it is so much bigger than other popular brand candles that I have used in the past. fast. The candle weight is 4.5 pounds. It's over 6 inches tall and the burn time is 150 hours. Instead of 3 wicks, it has 4 wicks, and the jar that it comes in is just stunning. It looks so pretty next to my Rose Forever roses in my living room. They have 4 scents right now, which like I said is the citrus sandalwood, which is the one I have. They also have Sunlit Serenity, which is inspired by the Wynn Las Vegas, Sunny Bergamot, inspired by the Ritz-Carlton, and they also have Bay and Berries. And you can see on the screen here that it has all of the top note, mid note, and base note information, so you know exactly what you're getting in your candle. You're not having to guess what it's gonna smell like. I went off of this when I picked out the candle that I was going to get, and like I said, these descriptions are just spot on. Now, once again, they were kind enough to give me a code for you guys so that you can get $25 off of a candle of your choice when you go to the link in the description below. The code is SAM25, SAM25, and you will get $25 off of your candle. Once again, thank you to this video sponsor, Rose Forever.
So that's the what. That is the what that we're talking about. What? We have a Join special. So the Join special again is $35. That is the little mini size kit. We have 3 ways to join Scentsy this month. There is a $99 option. There is the $35 option. Now, people can join Scentsy off of our PWS. You have to have an active PWS. So people can join Scentsy with 2 ways. The
PWS, if you're not familiar with that, it is a personal website, and that is something that you have to pay for when you are in Scentsy. I think you get like the first month or 3 months free, quote unquote. But after that, it's $10 a month. So not only do you have to pay for this job, you have to continue to pay every month at the very minimum $10 to have your website up so people can shop.
Well, that's bullshit.
$99 join option or the $35 join option. This is done with your active PRV. Not PRV, but PWS. I get so excited. So you have to have an active PWS in order for somebody to start Scentsy for $99 or $35, okay? There's another option, which is the host kit. And I would encourage you guys to keep parties open at all times, because you want to bless somebody with the opportunity, or they can earn their own kit. So that's a third option. So
bless somebody with this opportunity. So that's the only way that you don't have to pay for joining Scentsy. They have this host reward that you can earn if you host a party, or if the consultant has a party open and they happen to have enough rewards to get that join kit for free. And a lot of times you'll see Scentsy consultants posting on their social media that they have a free join kit to whoever reaches out to them first or whatever. And that is how they're doing it. They are not paying for it, but they've kept a party open long enough.
Desperate much?
One of the consultants mentioned this in a past video that I did. They've had a party open for months because they didn't want to close the party out without having somebody take that free kit so that they can have a new team member. Here's the thing. You're blessing somebody with a headache at the end of the day. When you're blessing somebody with a free kit, it's just a headache, because now they have to keep up their quotas that they have to meet. And don't let them tell you there is no quota. There is a quota to meet to stay active within Scentsy and get paid. And not only that, they're also going to be pressured. They're going to feel some type of pressure to recruit their friends and family and anybody else that they breathe the same air at any time or come across in social media. This is f***ing ridiculous. It's just, it is.
there are 3 ways to start Scentsy this month, all right? Okay. Now, this join option at $35, I don't know that we've ever had this one. We've had a $49 kit. We had, I think, maybe $59 at one time. We've had $20. We had $15. But I don't think we've ever had a $35 option. I mean, I don't think so. But anyway, this reduced kit option, guys, it doesn't happen often. I mean, I think it may have been a few years since we have had a reduced kit option. So, because is something that doesn't happen that often, guys, we need to run with this. We need to run and run fast.
But the $49 kit would be a reduced kit, and that happened at some point last year because I remember reacting to it.
Why lie?
They do this at least twice a year they give you the reduced kit.
Matter of fact, you should totally treat it like the incentive trip, because this is what I've always done, guys. You know, the incentive trips last 6 months. And in order for you to earn these trips, you got to pack it in on the front end. On the front end. You don't wait to the middle ways, the mid ways of the incentive period. You have to pack it in on the front end in order for you to earn these trips, especially if you're trying to earn it at the top level, okay? And recruiting is a big part of that. So this is the front end of the month. So I want you guys to pack it in on the front end. And I'm going to tell you why. Because again, since it doesn't do this too often, and people have to think about it. Sometimes when you sit it out there, they just have to kind of ponder over it and think about it and overthink about it and all the stuff. So that means you got to get it out there, and you got to get it out there hard and fast as you can. Okay. Why? Why do we need to do this? Let's talk about the why. Okay. I got some notes. That's why you see my eyes going over there. Okay. I don't want to forget anything. Why do you need to do this? For those of you who's trying to for those of you who are trying to increase your income, that is the reason why you want to do this. Because in order for you to increase your income, you have to build a team. It's only so much you can do with your own sales. So,
I'm sorry, ma'am. Why? I say this in multiple videos, but how many times do they have to say the quiet part out loud before they realize, holy shit, I'm in a pyramid scheme?
I invested in a pyramid scheme.
You cannot make a livable wage in any MLM without recruiting a team. When you're making more off of your team than you're making off of product sales, that's a pyramid scheme. And a lot of the leaders, as we saw in previous videos, make a shit ton off of their team. When they're out here talking about any MLM, but specifically in this case, Scentsy, being a source of income, any kind of income that is enough to do anything with, that's going to come from an MLM, is only going to happen when you have a team, when you're recruiting, when you're sponsoring. Do they hear it? They're saying the quiet part out loud.
Promotion. This will help you to promote. This will help you to get to director if you're trying to aim for director, star director, superstar director. It will also put you in the Scentsy locator, consultant locator, so you can get those random orders. I get quite a few. I get a lot of random orders, guys. You can't get this unless you are recruiting. You got to recruit in order to build, because you're not going to be seen unless you are a person with a title of leader above, okay?
You heard that right. If you go to the Scentsy website and you go to the locator part of the website to find a consultant near you, only the people with recruits under them will show up. There are 2 levels of consultants below the people who do have recruits, and those people do not ever get found on the consultant finder for that reason. Something else that the consultants will use the consultant locator feature on the website for that I think is worth mentioning in case you get approached by a Scentsy consultant who is trying to feed you their bullshit, they will say to any potential recruit that Scentsy is definitely not saturated. And the way they think that you can prove that is by going to the consultant locator and putting in your zip code and seeing how many consultants come up. But what they're failing to mention is that there's 2 levels of consultants that are not coming up in that search, and that's where most of the consultants are, because they can't recruit because it's oversaturated.
Now, if you want to earn incentives, you got to recruit. If you want to go on these trips, you got to recruit, because there's always part of it. It's like part of the equation. And if you want to earn the trips at the top level, you have to recruit. This is something that I do a lot. And because I do it like I do it on a consistent basis, I always earn trips at the top level. I always do. When I started earning them, I earned them at top level, because recruiting is a part of that, okay? Now, let's talk about how we're going to do this, okay? How are we going to do this, okay? I'm going to give you some things. I'm going to give you some tips of the things that I do. In my 14 years of Scentsy, guys, I recruited I well over 750 people, okay? So I am a strong recruiter. I do this consistently. I do it all the time. It's part of what I do. It's part of me.
Ma'am, how many? 750 people. people. I would love to know. I wonder if she's going to tell us, but I would love to know how many of those 750 people are still consultants today, or how many of them are still at the essential or certified consultant level where they don't have a team because they're just buying for themselves or they couldn't recruit.
So it can become part of you. Let me tell you what I personally do. First of all, I treat my Facebook page like a blog, because that's what you want to do. You want people to connect with you so they can know who you are as a person, okay? That's part of what I do. Now, with this particular Join special, you need to share it daily. You need to share it in the morning, and you need to share it in the evening via post, okay? With verbiage and also a join image of some kind, okay? You need to go live with it. I would recommend you to go live with it at least 2 or 3 times a week. Go live.
I'm not super familiar with Facebook's community guidelines. I'm assuming she's talking to her team, but she's telling her team that they can post twice a day to have people join their team on Scentsy, but I'm pretty sure that's not allowed anymore on social media. Like, you can't blatantly post anything about joining a team. For example, like if you're making a post and like she's saying, your post states that you're having a join special, so join my team, you can actually get in trouble for that. I know specifically on TikTok, you can get your post removed, and I think the same is true for Facebook and Instagram. I tried to look it up quickly, but I couldn't find the specific answer that I needed. And I think, don't quote me for sure, I haven't searched the heck out of it yet, but I think on Facebook and Instagram, it's the same. I don't think that you can post about joining an MLM just blatantly saying that. I think it has to be more of a deceptive type of post that you can still get away with, which even those you can still tell they're trying to recruit people, but it's not blatantly saying join my MLM.
With that. Okay, you also need to put it in your stories. It needs to show up in your stories all the time, okay? There's also something on Facebook, it's called a thought bubble or something like that in Messenger. You can totally put it there. It lasts 24 hours just like the stories. Put it in a little thought bubble to let people know that there is a $35 join special going on this month. Share your story. Tell people why you joined Scentsy. You got to also make this be fun. If you're not making it fun, guys, people are not going to choose you. All right?
They're not going to choose you. Is that because there's so many Scentsy consultants and it's so oversaturated that they have so many consultants to choose from? Is that why?
Now, it's about numbers. It's a numbers game. You need to message about 20 people per day. Yeah, I said it, 20 people a day.
Have you lost your mind?
I know it seemed like a lot, but you got to get the message out there. It's going to take you reaching out to 20 people a day to get that one. Because I've seen people say, well, everybody I sent a message to, everybody I talk to, they're saying no, but you're not talking to enough people, okay? I already know that.
20 people? Are we delusional? Now we've gone from 10 people a day to 20 people a day. This is ridiculous.
Remember, I am sharing from experience because I do recruit heavily. And I am reaching out to a lot of people a lot of times, okay? Probably message that many people. You need to book parties because booking parties is going to put you in front of people you normally wouldn't be in front of. You need to book fundraisers. Fundraisers is going to put you in front of people you normally not in front of. You need to work events because events going to put you out there in front of people you normally wouldn't be in front of. You need to book fundraisers so you can meet new people and recruit them. Are we missing the point of a fundraiser? It's to raise funds for a cause and for no other agenda. What the send friend requests out to people who are already friends with you. You need to learn how to connect with people. I've heard people say, well, how do you go out and message people without seeming pushy? And how you do that, guys, is because you got to build a relationship with them. Don't go in somebody's inbox saying, oh, we got a join special, join right now. No, they're going to block you, okay? You can't do that. You got to have some personality. For example, every day, Facebook is going to give you a list of people who has a birthday. Get in the habit of wishing people a happy birthday. You can start there. If you don't know where to start there. And, after you wish them a happy birthday, you can say, oh, by the way, we have a special going on to help people who's interested in making a little extra money. That's
Please don't do that. Please don't follow that advice ever in your life. I don't know about you, but I think it was a couple of years ago I finally realized why random people were sending me messages happy birthday when it was my birthday. You're not getting a response if you're not somebody I know that's wishing me a happy birthday in my inbox, because I know exactly what's coming next, and it's what she is telling her team to do.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, by the way, we have a join special.
How fucking gross.
We have a special going on right now for $35. Would you by any chance know anybody who may be interested? Please let me know. That's not pushy. You're just giving them some information. You wished them a happy birthday, and you turn around and said, oh, by the way, would you by any chance know anybody who may be needing some extra income? We have a special going on right now. Okay? And a lot of times they'll say, okay, me, I tried. So there's so many different ways of doing this, guys. If you don't have albums on your Facebook page, I would encourage you to get some albums, okay? Remember, those people that you talk to, keep a list. Keep an ongoing list of those names. Whether they say yes or no, keep a list of those yes and the no's, because for these same people, let's say that you don't get anybody to join your team at all this month. Let's say that happens. But let's say you got a list. That's gold, guys. If you got a list of people that you've been talking to, that is gold. Because a lot of times you got to put it on their minds. That's why you need to work at the beginning of the month, because these same people that you're talking to, they got to process it. Some of them may not have the money right now. Some of them may have to wait till the middle of the month to get paid. I got a girl right now says she want to join, but she can't do it until the 15th.
Sometimes people just say that to be nice, and when somebody says no, it means no. No is a complete sentence. Did we not learn this in elementary school?
You got some people who just need you to coach them along the way. So there are so many obstacles that could be there, preventing them from making a decision instantly. Sometimes it just don't happen instantly. And put yourself in a position where people will ask you, how can they do what you do? How do you do that? How you put yourself in a position where people will ask you, how can they do what you do? You're going to have to be out there on your Facebook page having fun and celebrating. If you're not having fun on your Facebook page and celebrating and shouting people out, shout yourself out and shouting others out, oh, they won't want to do what you're doing because they don't see the need to do what you're doing because you don't make it be fun. You got to make it be fun. You can go out there on Facebook and take a selfie, hold up a product in your hand and say, I'm having so much fun over here. Why not come over here and take a look and see what it is that we're doing? You got to make it be fun, guys. You got to make it be duplicatable.
I fucking hate that word. Duplicatable. Make it duplicatable. What the does that even mean? What does that mean in an MLM? It's all duplicatable because you're all doing the same fucking thing. You're all carbon copies of each other. You have been duplicated.
But if you're not doing that and you're over there being scared money don't make money. I don't want to join your team if you're acting scared. You may be scared, but don't let others know that. There's another consultant today said this. She just joined and she said, I didn't even realize that I've gotten these promotions because I'm just having fun. I'm doing what I do and I'm having fun, and it's a natural progression. So it's something about putting yourself in a position to have fun. People want a piece of that. They want a part of that. So you got to do what you do and make it be fun. But if you're stiff and not having any emotions tied to what you're doing, that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard, guys. You got to loosen up. And I've heard people say, I'm afraid to go live. Why? Why are you afraid to go live? Don't do like me. It took me 7 years to go live, guys. Don't do like me. I held myself back for what reason? Why? I was scared. But why? What in the world are the people going to do to you? They're not going to hurt you. I challenge each and every one of you guys to recruit at least 2 people this month. I challenge you to do that. At least 2. I want you to go to 5, but I challenge you to at least bring 2 new people into the business. Let me tell you why, guys, because you're going to bless their life. Their life is going to be changed because of you. Think of it that way. Every time you present this opportunity to somebody, think about how somebody did it to you. Think about how somebody presented this opportunity to you. And that's what I'm so passionate about, because somebody brought this opportunity to me. I didn't even have confidence in me, but she did. I am now paying it forward because this business has blessed me. I'm at home working full-time Scentsy, guys. I have been doing this now for 14 years, two of the 14 years full-time. But I worked a job where I was not appreciated. I worked a job where nobody cared about me.
Did they pay you?
But now, where I am now, I am loved. People love me and I love them, and you get recognized for the hard work. I didn't get recognition for my hard work.
Now they do. Now they love you. They also love bomb you. And if you leave the MLM, chances are most, if not all of them, will also leave with the MLM.
I didn't get recognition for my hard work, and it was for somebody else. Just think about it, guys.
But you also got a guaranteed paycheck from that job that you had, that you didn't have to pay to get. You didn't have to pay to get that job. You didn't have to pay to join the team. You went to work and did your job. Listen, we don't need to have pats on the back every 5 minutes when we're at our fucking jobs. That's not how life works. It's just not. Not every kid gets a trophy, and you are not going to get a raise every month. I'm in a mood today, and it's showing, I think. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, a little.
Keep your eye on that prize. If you're getting a lot of no's, now that is okay. But give yourself grace. Show yourself some grace. If you're out there trying, show yourself some grace. Like, I did this. I did this. I tried. Go out there and just do it, guys. Don't think. Stop thinking so hard. Stop thinking so much. Just do it. Just like Nike says, just do it, guys. Just got to go out there and take a leap of faith. That's the only way it's going to happen. And I promise you, you're going to be rejoicing and just celebrating and being able to see a difference in your income as you take advantage of this joint special. So go out there, guys, and pack it in. Pack it in on the front end. Don't be trying to come in the middle of the month trying to make this work. No. I've heard people talk about, well, I hadn't gotten started. When are you going to get started? You need to start now. Because, again, the special is only going to be for this month. You got to pack it in on the front end. You can't wait to the middle of the month. You can't wait to the end of the month. Oh, I'm scrambling. I don't have that many people to talk to because whatever. You can't let stuff get in your way. You got to do it now, guys. It only take a few minutes to do what we're talking about doing. There's so many hours in a day. You can make time. All of us have to make time for whatever it is that we know we need to do. All of us are busy. All of us don't have time. Nobody has the time, but you got to make the time. You got to make this work because in the end, guess who's going to win? The person you're bringing in and you. That's who's going to win. But you won't know that if you're not out here trying, if you're out here making up all kind of excuses. Oh, I got this to do. I got that to do. I don't know when I'm going to have time. I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay, guys, make some time. Make some time, guys. It's going to reward you. I can't think, if I hadn't recruited in my business, guys, I wouldn't be at home now working my business. I saved my mama's life because Scentsy gave me the flexibility to make this happen.
A job would do the same thing. A virtual business also would do the same thing. Why are we crediting MLMs for helping you leave your job so you can do what you have to do? There are other avenues, again, that you don't have to pay to join to make money to sustain your life. There are other ways to do it that are also flexible.
So I challenge you guys to go out there and share this opportunity. Just like I said, if you got to go back and hashtag replay, do that. But I want you guys to pack it in on the front end. Stop doing it in the middle and towards the end. Pack it in on the front end.
Would you stop saying that, please?
Always remember that. Pack it in on the front end.
Oh, for the love of God.
Okay, guys, you totally can do this. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to see you guys build and grow your teams. And go out there and make it be about them. Don't make it be about us. It ain't about us. It's about who we can bless. It's about who life we can change. But it's
always about them. It is never about the person they are trying to get to join. And they can't see that because they're so deep in this MLM hole. That sounds interesting. Why am I a child? Anyway, they're so deep in this brainwashing thing that's happening in the MLMs that they can't see that the only reason they're asking 20 people a day to join their team and revisiting the people who already said no is for their benefit. It's to grow their team to make more money off of the team that they're growing. They don't give a who it is that joins, as long as they're joining and getting them money and getting them to that incentive trip and whatever else they needed to get their recruit for. And the fact that they are putting on fundraisers to meet their goals and meet more people that they can recruit, that alone says that they actually only care about them and their outcome, not the people that they are pestering to join their team.
It's all about how you doing it and what you're saying when you do it. It makes all the difference in the world. Make it be about them. You see somebody going through something, message them and say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through what you're going through, but I have a solution for you. I have something I want to help you change your situation. Go out there on Facebook and say, I'm having so much fun with Scentsy. Give it a try. Come get us a try. We're having so much fun over here. And you can just leave it like that. We're having so much fun over here. Come get us a try. But please, guys, message people privately, because remember, people don't always see your posts. Because, I mean, I got almost 10,000 friends, so everybody don't see my posts. That's why I say post it twice a day and go live and do selfies, because everybody's not going to see your posts. So don't get mad because you're not getting any likes. They don't see it. So you got to privately message them and say, oh, by the way, Scentsy has this amazing opportunity for you to start at $35. Would you by any chance know anybody? Say that every time. Say, would you know anybody? Do you know anybody who is in need of some extra income? This is an opportunity that Scentsy doesn't always open up, but it's open now. Okay, guys. Love you, and we'll see you at the top. Love you guys. Bye.
You know, something I wanted to bring up, because I know in this video I got a little bit like I got heated because I get emotional about things. And I wanted to address something. I've gotten comments about this before that, oh, you're emotionally reacting. Yes, I am. That's what I'm doing, because if I wasn't emotionally charged toward being anti-MLM, then what the am I here for? Of course I have emotions tied to it, because I have feelings and I'm very passionate about the fact that these people are getting ripped off and they're putting themselves in a deeper hole and having to dig their way out once they finally realize what they're in. So yes, I am emotionally charged about a lot of things, but I'm also providing facts and giving you the content that I think you need to see in order to actually see what's happening within the MLMs. So I wanted to address that really quickly. Also, don't join an MLM. And lastly, it's time for a palate cleanser. TikTok hates your bullshit. Okay, this one is for my Love is Blind fans.
Babe, I had so much fun with you today. I love you so much.
Oh my gosh, I love you too, babe. I just feel like I don't want to be with someone who has friends.
If that's how you feel right now, then I don't care to be with you either.
Well, how could you say that?
You just said that.
You sat there and you lied to me.
You didn't lie to me?
Because you said you will never go out.
Chelsea, I cannot be with you every hour of the day.
So you hate me. This really makes me question what the fuck I've done.
This conversation? Mm-hmm. Not when you said you look like Megan Fox. I don't think Megan Fox would be acting like this right now. Are you drunk?
Seriously?
The Jimmy and Chelsea lore never ends. I've been following that creator for a while. She actually does a lot of Kardashian impressions as well, and she is so good at impressions and she's hilarious. So highly recommend following her if you don't already. I will link her in the description as always. And thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.